Welcome back, everyone, to Song by Song,
the Music Note Explorer.
We've got a great show lined up for you today.
What if I told you that the greatest, most powerful love song of a generation wasn't written about romantic love at all?
That's a bold claim. You must be talking about I Will Always Love You. The Whitney Houston version is the definitive wedding, breakup, everything in between anthem.
Exactly. But its origin isn't a passionate affair. It's a professional breakup letter. And the story doesn't end there. The massive royalties from that global hit were used by its original writer, Dolly Parton, to build something totally unexpected.
Wait, I've heard whispers about this. She invested the money, right? It wasn't just a payday for her.
She strategically invested millions into a commercial complex in a predominantly black neighborhood in Nashville. In her own words, she called it the house that Whitney built. A song born from a professional split becomes a global love anthem, which in turn becomes a cornerstone of community investment. That's the story we're telling today.
Okay, let's go back to the beginning, because the context here is everything. The year is 1973. Dolly Parton is a star, but she's a co-star on The Porter Wagoner Show. She'd been with him for 7 years.
And she had only promised to stay for 5. She was more than ready to launch her solo career. But Porter, her mentor and partner, was resisting. The relationship was getting tense. As one source described it, their frequent clashes stemmed from stubborn similarities.
This reminds me of so many founder disputes we've seen. Two brilliant, stubborn people who built something together but have different visions for the future. So how do you quit when your boss is also your mentor and partner, and you don't want to burn the bridge?
If you're Dolly Parton, you don't write a letter of resignation, you write a song. She wrote, I Will Always Love You to articulate her feelings. It wasn't, I'm leaving and I hate you. It was, as she intended, I appreciate everything you've done, but I'm out of here.
This is incredible. She goes into his office the next day and sings it to him. According to her own memoir, he started to cry.
And this is where the business side kicks in. He was so moved, he said, that's the best song you ever wrote. And you can go if I can produce that song. It was an emotional moment, but it was also a negotiation. He's letting go of his star, but he's securing a piece of her brilliant new asset.
And that asset performed. The original 1974 version went to #1 on the Billboard Hot Country Songs chart. Then she re-recorded it in 1982 for the movie The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, and it went to #1 on the country charts again. This song was a proven hit twice over, long before Whitney Houston ever touched it.
All right, let's jump forward to 1992. The film, The Bodyguard, starring Kevin Costner and Whitney Houston. They're at the climax of the film, and they need a massive, emotional song. But it wasn't supposed to be I Will Always Love You.
No, the original choice was Jimmy Ruffin's What Becomes of the Broken-Hearted. But here's a classic Hollywood problem. While they were in pre-production, Paul Young released a cover of that same song for the movie Fried Green Tomatoes, and it became a hit. Their big moment was suddenly unavailable.
This is where Kevin Costner steps in as more than just an actor. He's a producer with a vision. He's the one who suggests Dolly's song. And get this, he didn't play Whitney, the Dolly Parton original. He played her Linda Ronstadt's 1975 cover version. That was the template.
And the idea was not an immediate hit with the executives. The producer, the legendary David Foster, and the record label were completely against it. A country song for Whitney Houston? And Costner was adamant about one specific, unconventional choice, starting the song a cappella.
Foster apparently thought the a cappella intro was ridiculous. The label XX were nervous. No beat, no intro music? How would that work on the radio? But Costner's argument was all about narrative. He said it would powerfully convey the character's sincerity, proving she truly meant what she was singing.
He won that fight. And then another crucial intervention happened. Dolly Parton herself got involved. She found out they were working from the Linda Ronstadt version and called David Foster.
This is amazing. She tells him, "You're missing the third verse." The Ronstadt cover omitted it. Dolly felt that verse was vital for the film's ending and literally dictated the lyrics to Foster over the phone. He then taught them to Whitney. So the final iconic version is this incredible fusion of Dolly's songwriting, Ronstadt's influence, Costner's cinematic vision, and of course, Whitney's transcendent voice.
David Foster later admitted his initial skepticism was completely wrong. He said in his memoir, "When she opened her mouth, I realized that Kevin Costner had come up with one of the greatest ideas in the history of movie music. The transformation was complete, from a gentle country farewell to a world-stopping power ballad."
And the world responded. The numbers behind this song are just staggering. Released on November 3rd, 1992, it went to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and stayed there for 14 consecutive weeks. That was a record at the time.
It wasn't just the Hot 100. It simultaneously hit #1 on the R&B, hip-hop, and adult contemporary charts. It was a complete multi-format takeover. And internationally, it topped the charts in 34 countries, 10 weeks at #1 in the UK, 14 in New Zealand. It was a true global phenomenon.
The single alone has sold over 24 million copies worldwide, making it the best-selling single by a female artist in history. It was certified diamond in the US, which is 10 million units, back in 2022. It's now 11 times platinum.
And we can't separate the song from the soundtrack. The single was the engine that powered the Bodyguard soundtrack to become the best-selling soundtrack of all time. Over 45 million copies sold. It's a perfect example of synergy. The song's placement in the film gave it emotional weight, and the song's radio dominance became a massive marketing vehicle for the film.
It created this unstoppable feedback loop. Hear the song on the radio, go see the movie. See the movie, go buy the soundtrack. It won Record of the Year at the Grammys. It was just an absolute cultural and commercial juggernaut. It redefined what a movie ballad could be.
And all of this is generating a river of royalties flowing back to one person, the sole songwriter, Dolly Parton. She owned the intellectual property, and that asset was now performing on a scale nobody could have ever imagined.
This is where the two narratives of the song really diverge. You have two completely different interpretations, both perfect in their own context.
Absolutely. Dolly's original is gentle, restrained, almost melancholy. It's a song of respectful departure. You can hear the personal story in it. It's intimate. The core emotion is bittersweet gratitude.
Whitney's version is the polar opposite in its delivery. It's a seismic event. The a cappella opening creates this incredible tension, and then the song just builds and builds until that final explosive vocal run. It's not intimate, it's universal. It's a declaration of love so powerful, it could shake mountains.
Which raises the question, does the cover overshadow the original? For an entire generation, Whitney Houston's version is I Will Always Love You. Some people are still surprised to learn it's a Dolly Parton song.
But what's so beautiful about this story is the lack of tension between the artists. Dolly Parton's reaction was pure joy and admiration. The success of Whitney's version was a huge source of validation for her. She famously said that it made her really feel her worth. She saw it not as a replacement, but as an amplification of her work.
And that brings us back to the financial legacy, which is where Dolly's brilliance as a business person truly shines. Forbes estimated she earned at least $10 million from royalties in the 1990s alone, and she's still earning from it today.
But what she did with that money is the final amazing chapter of this story. She took a significant portion of her earnings from Whitney's cover and made a very specific investment.
This is the part I love. She invested in a commercial complex in a historically Black neighborhood in Nashville. And she didn't just do it quietly. She gave it a name that honored its source. She calls it the house that Whitney built.
Her quote about it is so powerful. She said she wanted to be down here with her people, who are my people as well. It was this profound act of connection and reinvestment. A song written by a white country singer, made globally famous by a Black pop and R&B icon, generated wealth that was then used to invest in the Black community. It's a beautiful, circular story.
It's the ultimate legacy. The song itself is preserved in the Library of Congress National Recording Registry. It's become the go-to benchmark for aspiring singers on talent shows, a testament to its technical difficulty and emotional power. But the physical legacy, that building in Nashville, is just as important.
In the end, a song written to gracefully exit one professional partnership ended up creating a new, powerful, and incredibly lucrative one between two of music's greatest artists. It's a story about the art of the song, the business of intellectual property, and the unexpected, wonderful ways that a single piece of creative work can echo through culture for decades.
Welcome to Word'em! Hello, puzzle people! I'm Webster Gridley, your official guide to the world of Word'em.
Can we be honest for a second? You know that feeling when you finish your daily word puzzle? You have to wait 24 whole hours to play again? Who has time for that? Not me, and I bet not you. That's why we built Word'em. The waiting game? Over. Sure, we have the daily challenge. Everyone gets the same word once a day, so you can still brag to your friends. But flip the switch to free play, and you have infinite puzzles. Forever! Got a roommate who ruins your stats?
Word'em lets you create separate profiles right on the same device.
Your streak is safe with me.
It's sleek, it's animated, it's fun.
Word'em! Play daily. Play forever.